What were the largest cities in the ancient world? How did they rise to such power and influence, shaping the course of human history? Today, we're taking a journey through time to explore 7 monumental cities that were once bustling centers of culture, trade, and governance. From the impressive walls of Babylon to the thriving streets of ancient Rome, these cities stood as giants in their time, captivating the imagination of all who lived there. Join us as we uncover the stories behind the 7 largest cities of the ancient world and discover what made them the pillars of early civilization. The great city of URUK, Mesopotamia. URUK, often regarded as the birthplace of cities, was one of the first major urban centers in history. Situated in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, URUK rose to prominence around 4500 BC and is considered one of the earliest examples of urbanization. As part of the Sumerian civilization, it boasted a population of over 80,000 at its peak, making it one of the largest cities of the ancient world. The city's monumental architecture, such as the Great Ziggurats, showcase the advanced engineering skills of its inhabitants. These multi-tiered structures served as temples, reaching towards the heavens, symbolizing the close connection between the people and their gods. Gilgamesh, the legendary king of URUK, further cemented the city's place in history through the famous Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest literary works ever found. URUK's prosperity was closely tied to its position along the Euphrates River, which enabled the city to thrive as a trade hub. Its residents engaged in extensive commerce, exporting grains, textiles, and crafts, while importing metals, timber, and luxury goods. This robust economy contributed to the city's growth and influence in the region. The development of cuneiform, one of the world's earliest writing systems, took place in URUK, signaling the city's pivotal role in the advancement of human knowledge. The administrative, religious, and literary texts found in URUK highlight the sophisticated bureaucracy and religious life that shaped the city's daily functioning. Over time, political shifts and changing environmental conditions led to the decline of URUK. But its legacy as a foundational city of civilization remains undeniable. Its innovations in governance, architecture, and writing laid the groundwork for many of the urban advancements that followed. Memphis, Egypt. Founded around 3100 BC, Memphis was once the flourishing capital of ancient Egypt. Strategically located at the head of the Nile Delta, Memphis was a city of monumental influence, housing powerful dynasties that ruled over Egypt's vast empire. It was a center for politics, religion, and culture, serving as the seat of power for the pharaohs. Memphis's architectural marvels were legendary, most notably the nearby pyramids of Giza. These massive structures, built as tombs for the pharaohs, are among the most iconic symbols of ancient Egypt, reflecting the city's power, wealth, and engineering prowess. The city was also home to the massive Temple of Ptah, the god of creation, where priests performed elaborate rituals in honor of their deities. Trade was the lifeblood of Memphis, with goods flowing in from across the Mediterranean and Africa. Its position at the crossroads of important trade routes made it a bustling commercial center, where merchants exchanged gold, spices, and exotic goods. This economic activity further cemented Memphis as one of the most influential cities of the ancient world. At its peak, Memphis boasted a population of over 100,000, making it one of the largest cities of its time. It was not only a political powerhouse, but also a cultural hub where art, sculpture, and writing flourished. The development of hieroglyphs, a system of writing, can be traced back to the city's scribes, who meticulously documented the reigns of pharaohs and important events in Egyptian history. As newer capitals like Thebes and Alexandria rose to prominence, Memphis eventually declined. However, its monumental contributions to Egypt's cultural and political landscape continued to resonate throughout the ancient world. Babylon, Mesopotamia. Babylon, one of the most famous cities of the ancient world, reached its zenith under the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BC. Located along the Euphrates River in what is now modern-day Iraq, Babylon was renowned for its grandiose architecture, thriving commerce, and powerful military. With a population exceeding 200,000, Babylon was a metropolis unlike any other at its time. The city's most iconic structure was the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Although the actual existence of the gardens is debated by historians, their legend captured the imagination of ancient travelers. Babylon was also home to the imposing Ishtar Gate, adorned with brilliant blue bricks and images of lions, dragons, and bulls, symbolizing the city's strength and grandeur. Babylon was more than just a center of architecture and culture, it was a city of learning. The Babylonians were advanced in the fields of mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. They created the earliest known forms of algebra and developed the first legal codes, including the famous Code of Hammurabi, which laid out laws covering everything from trade to crime. Politically, Babylon's influence stretched far and wide. It was the heart of the Neo-Babylonian Empire and played a key role in the power struggles of the ancient Near East. The city's wealth and strategic location made it a target for conquerors, including the Assyrians, Persians, and eventually Alexander the Great. Despite the city's eventual fall to the Persians in 539 BC, its legacy as a cultural, intellectual, and architectural marvel of the ancient world lived on, making Babylon a lasting symbol of the grandeur of ancient civilizations. Rome, Italy. As the heart of one of the greatest empires in human history, Rome's significance in the ancient world cannot be overstated. Founded in 753 BC, Rome began as a small city-state on the Italian peninsula and evolved into a colossal empire that stretched across Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. At its peak, Rome had over 1 million inhabitants, making it the largest city of the ancient world. The city's architectural feats were nothing short of astounding. The Colosseum, capable of seating 50,000 spectators, was a marvel of engineering and the center of Roman entertainment. The Pantheon, with its massive domed roof, stood as a testament to Rome's architectural ingenuity. The intricate system of aqueducts that brought water into the city was another example of Rome's advanced engineering prowess. Rome was not just a center of politics and military power, it was also the cultural heart of the empire. The city was home to artists, philosophers, poets, and historians whose works laid the foundations for Western civilization. Latin, the language of Rome, became the lingua franca of the empire and is the root of many modern languages today. The Roman Forum served as the political hub of the city, where senators and officials debated policies and shaped the future of the empire. Rome's legal system, which evolved into modern law, was another significant contribution. The 12 tables, created in the 5th century BC, were the foundation of Roman law and have influenced legal systems throughout history. Despite its fall in 476 AD, Rome's legacy lived on through the Roman Catholic Church and the continued influence of its architecture, law, and governance on subsequent generations. Rome remains a symbol of the endurance and brilliance of ancient civilization. Changan China. Changan, known today as Xi'an, was the thriving capital of several Chinese dynasties, most notably the Han and Tang dynasties. Located in the fertile Wei River Valley, the city's prominence spanned centuries, and during the Tang dynasty, from 618 to 907 AD, it became the largest city in the world, with a population exceeding 1 million people. The city's strategic location at the eastern end of the Silk Road made it a crucial center for trade, connecting China to Central Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. This trade route brought immense wealth and diverse cultural influences to Changan, turning it into a cosmopolitan city where merchants from different cultures mingled. Chang'an was meticulously planned, with wide avenues and grand palaces that reflected the city's power and influence. The city was divided into distinct residential and administrative districts, showcasing early examples of urban planning that influenced future cities. The grandeur of the Daming Palace, the royal residence of the Tang emperors, stood as a symbol of imperial authority and magnificence. In addition to its political and economic importance, Chang'an was a center of art, culture, and religion. The city housed numerous temples and monasteries, reflecting the diversity of religious practices, including Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. Scholars and poets flocked to the city, contributing to the cultural flourishing that characterized the Tang dynasty's golden age. Although Chang'an eventually declined following the fall of the Tang dynasty, its influence on Chinese culture, trade, and urban planning remained significant. The city's legacy continues to be celebrated in China as a symbol of its ancient greatness. Carthage, Tunisia. Carthage, located in present-day Tunisia, was a powerful city-state and the center of the Carthaginian Empire. Founded by Phoenician settlers around 814 BC, Carthage quickly grew into a dominant force in the Mediterranean, controlling vast territories and establishing itself as one of the largest and most prosperous cities of the ancient world. By the 3rd century BC, Carthage had a population exceeding 500,000, making it a commercial and military powerhouse. The city's location on the coast of North Africa provided a strategic advantage, allowing it to dominate maritime trade across the Mediterranean. Carthage's fleets were unmatched, and its extensive network of trade routes brought wealth from regions as far away as Spain, the Levant, and sub-Saharan Africa. The city exported goods like gold, silver, ivory, and textiles while importing essential commodities like grain, metals, and timber. Carthage's urban layout reflected its wealth and power. The city was known for its massive harbor, which was divided into two sections, one for commercial use and the other for its powerful navy. This dual harbor allowed Carthage to maintain its dominance over Mediterranean trade while also preparing for naval warfare. The city's walls, stretching over 23 miles, were among the most formidable fortifications of the ancient world, designed to protect its wealth from invaders. Carthage's influence extended beyond trade and commerce. It was a cultural melting pot with influences from Phoenician, Greek, and North African traditions. The city's religion centered around the worship of gods like Baal-Hamon and Tanit, played a significant role in its identity. The Carthaginians were known for their elaborate rituals and temples, which stood as symbols of their devotion and power. However, Carthage's rivalry with the Roman Republic would ultimately lead to its downfall. The Punic Wars, a series of 3 conflicts between Rome and Carthage, ended with the city's destruction in 146 BC. Despite its demise, Carthage's legacy as a center of trade, culture, and military power continues to resonate throughout history, symbolizing the rise and fall of ancient empires. Constantinople, Turkey. Constantinople, founded by Roman Emperor Constantine I in 330 AD, became one of the largest and most significant cities in the world. Situated on the Bosporus Strait at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, the city was uniquely positioned to control both land and sea trade routes. As the capital of the Byzantine Empire, Constantinople grew into a thriving metropolis with a population that reached nearly 1 million people at its peak during the Middle Ages. The city's most iconic structure was the Hagia Sophia, an architectural marvel that symbolized the grandeur of the Byzantine Empire. Originally built as a Christian basilica and later converted into a mosque, the Hagia Sophia's massive dome and intricate mosaics showcase the city's wealth, artistic achievements, and religious importance. Other architectural wonders included the Hippodrome, where chariot races were held, and the Theodosian Walls, which provided the city with formidable defenses against invaders. Constantinople's economic importance stemmed from its role as a major hub for trade between Europe and Asia. The city's markets were filled with goods from all corners of the known world, including spices, silk, precious metals, and exotic animals. Its strategic location made it the center of the silk trade, and its wealth was unmatched by any other city in Europe or Asia. The famous Golden Horn, the city's natural harbor, was always filled with ships from distant lands, carrying cargo that fueled the city's prosperity. In addition to its economic power, Constantinople was a center for culture, religion, and education. The city was a bastion of Orthodox Christianity and home to the Patriarch of Constantinople, one of the most important figures in the Christian world. Constantinople's schools and libraries preserve many ancient Greek and Roman texts, making the city a beacon of learning and intellectual activity. The fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Empire in 1453 marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, but the city's importance never faded. Renamed Istanbul, it remained a major cultural and economic center under the Ottomans, influencing the course of history for centuries. Today, its rich history and monumental architecture make it one of the most iconic cities in the world. As we wrap up our exploration of these magnificent cities, it's clear that the ancient world was filled with urban centers that shaped the course of history. From the architectural wonders of Constantinople to the bustling streets of Carthage, these cities were the heartbeats of empires. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to DwellScape. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep discovering the world's wonders with us.